enough with tyranny. We come to take our country back. For all citizens, white, red, brown, or black. Return her to a form of glory, fix the bloody crack on the crown. Fetch it down. It's my apology for the way that you fraudulently fabricated media in the way that you arguably throttle me. Trumpers, conservatives through targeting. Whether it's Candace Owens on Facebook or Stephen Crowder on YouTube. When it's far to ban your own president, so don't question why I'm in a bad mood.
What's going on? I am Oliver Mack, and I have a very special guest today. We got Topher in the building. What's going on, man?
What's up? Not much, bro. You already know. Just fighting this culture war, man, and glad to come on here to contend the fight. What's happening with you?
Amen. Amen. I'm doing good, man. I'm in the same boat as well. You know, just trying to maintain, just trying to spread the message to the people that they need to hear. And hey, I run across obstacles every day, hurdles every day, but we get through it. We're fighting through these liberals, fighting through this Biden administration, fighting through these crazy Democrats. But we do what we gotta do because we got a country to save, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, so let's get into it, man. The first things first, I want to talk about the music. Like that's the thing, right? That's the thing that I think is really going to drive the culture and really change people's minds and get people to wake up. So let's talk about it. So you got 2 songs out right now, right?
Yeah, so two new songs currently in the top 100 on iTunes hip hop charts.
Nice.
Olympus Has Fallen featuring D Cure and Insurgent featuring Bryson Gray and Burden. Both you already know all 3 of those artists are dope. All independent. Absolutely. We all independent, and for us to continue to chart with the best in the game, right? You know,
right.
is amazing, and it goes to show that despite what they try to sell us, people still buying quality stuff, right?
Yeah.
They still want quality music. They still want music with substance. They want music that's going to edify a positive, godly lifestyle. So despite what the industry may try to paint, a lot of Americans are some wholesome people.
Yeah, they are. Hey, we got kids. I mean, a lot of us are tired of listening to the same old rap music where they're objectifying women, where they're talking about drug dealing, where they're talking about all this crazy stuff. Like, some of us just want to listen to music. Like, you know, I have a 6-year-old, and you know, I've been a hip hop fan since the 90s, and I listen to everything basically, you know, the worst of the worst, the gangster rap, back when, you know, gangster rap was real gangster rap. So, and I didn't want to continue to listen to that around my kid. So once he was maybe like, I don't know, 1.5, 2, and he actually started repeating some of the lyrics that he was hearing in music, I said, nah, I can't play this stuff anymore. But around that time, I didn't really have any hip hop artists that I could play music, like play around my son. And I'm just so glad now people like you and like Bryson are out there, because I can actually play you guys' music and like bump it in my ride with my son. And he actually listens to the music. He likes the music. He quotes the lyrics. It's so cool to hear him listening to, like, he'll listen to The Patriot. He loves that song. He'll listen to Gun-Toting Patriot by Bryson. He'll quote that song. He loves that song. So it's just cool to be able to have something that my kid can listen to in his hip hop.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah. That's kind of one of my motivations as well. You know, I have kids. I have a 6-year-old and a 2-year-old. And ever since I was in college, I'm gonna say it was about 6 months in my adult life that I was like, oh, I'm just gonna cuss. I'm just gonna do what everybody else do. And I did it. I didn't like it. You know, there's some stuff you do because you feel like it's trendy. And then after a while, it just doesn't sit well with your spirit. Right. And then, so I was like, this just doesn't fit well with me. So I'm just going to go back to what I was already doing without the cussing, because, you know, one of Eminem's favorite lines to me was when he talks about, he says, Will Smith ain't got a cuss in his records. Well, I do. So F him and F you too. So it's like, I always remember that because, Will Smith didn't cuss in his records, and he was the first rapper to win a Grammy. So, and he still has an impactful music to this day. I mean, I don't know nobody that won't turn on Summertime when it's time to get out in the heat and have a good time. So I understood that it's really not about doing it in such a way that you have to degrade everybody. It's just about putting in quality music, putting in some good effort, and the message that you are giving to the people. So that's why I focus more on, and because of that, my message is able to spread further faster, because not only do no one has to sneak and listen to my music.
Yeah.
Right. You
Yep.
can listen to it with your mom and daddy around. You can listen to it with your grandma and granddaddy around. And
Yep.
they can listen to it when you're around. So it helps with getting the word out there, especially as independent artists. As artists, it's kind of blackballed from any industry shine, any industry spotlights. We just don't get that love, but it's great for us.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I don't know if you know this, but I used to be a rapper myself. So, you know, I had a lot of the gangster lyrics, and I used to cuss a lot. I go back and listen to some of the stuff I used to say, and I'm like, oh my God, like what was I thinking? Like it was just really bad, you know?
Yeah.
So and I had that epiphany like you did. And, you know, I didn't continue rap after that. I'm glad you did, but you know, I kind of came to the realization that I didn't want this type of messaging being out there. You know, I didn't want to be the type of person that was spreading this type of poison that we have in hip hop today, and having impressionable children listening to me and then going and doing some of the stuff that I was talking about in my songs. So I said, you know what? I'm not going to do this anymore. And just so happened I was doing other things at the time. So I really just stopped music altogether, and I started managing after that. But, you know, it was cool to, you know, to come to that realization. Like a lot of people, they don't. Like they get older and they have children, and their children get older and they still stuck in that same mindset. Like, I don't care about, you know, what my children are going to hear. I just want to do this because I want to push this type of thing. I want to do this. Like, this is for me. And people don't take the time to realize, like, you have the whole world is watching you a lot of times.
Yeah,
you know, and you
don't know who watching you. And I
right,
think that's
right.
the scary part, right? It's almost
Mhm.
kind of telling you that you kind of have to be at your best behavior at all times,
Yeah.
because you never know. And I've had that before. I've had people do bless me with certain things because they'll say that I've been watching you. I was like, it's like, I've been watching you, and I love the way you know, you operate, and I love the way you behave. And I just want to, you know, I just been put on my heart to bless you with something, and people just bless me with things. And ever since then, I was like, yeah, I gotta make sure.
Yeah, you're doing the right thing. Like that
Yeah.
tells you right there, you're doing the right thing. Awesome, awesome.
Now
So
I'm gonna ask this before we get
yeah, go
off here,
ahead.
but do we get a freestyle from Oliver Mack? You know, Mac attack over here. Do we
I mean,
get some bars?
I mean, you may get some bars. I'm trying to think of some bars that I had that weren't too dirty. Because I told you I was mean with it.
He was savage.
I was a savage on the track.
Okay, all right. Well, look. Next time we do this, you gotta have something ready for me, man.
And you know what? I thought about the same thing. I was like, I need to write some bars for this interview because I think that would be cool to do. But I got busy at work and I didn't do it. So yeah, we're gonna definitely do it next time because I think that's good. We gotta do it for the culture. One time for the culture.
For the culture, yes, sir.
Yeah. Hey man, so I wanted to ask you, like, you know, I know the two songs that you have out right now, they are incredible. And you know, when you're talking about music and different things like that, like I am just so involved in trying to find out, like, what is the process? Like, you know, how did you come up with these ideas? And you know, did you have a track first and you said, okay, I got this track and this track gave me motivation? Or did you come up with the idea first and then you went to the producer and said, hey, I got this idea, can you come up with a track for it? Like, what was your thought process behind, and I'm gonna start with Insurgent first. What was your thought process behind that one?
So Insurgent was the one where I actually had the beat first.
Okay.
And then I came up with Insurgent. Actually I was gonna name, the original name wasn't Insurgent, it was We Knew It, something like that, right? Because the verse starts off, you know, Where's my apology for the way that you fraudulently fabricated media in a way that you arguably throttled me, Trumpers and conservatives through targeting? So that was kind of like my ideas. Like, we knew all along all the things that I started to spit after that, that went down, but you told us that we didn't know nothing and you called us conspiracy theorists. Right. So that was kind of like the name of it. That was like, this kind of weak name. I don't like this name. And I got really, and this is where I started to work on my EP. And it's going to be called Divergent. And if you ever watched the Divergent movie series, the next movie after Divergent was Insurgent. And that's kind of where I got the idea for the name of Insurgent. Almost like a foreshadowing of the EP. So that's where I got the name from. But yeah, it was where I heard the track and said, man, this beat go hard. And I was like, and I was like, I want to rap to this. And I wrote that. But yeah, a lot of times it depends. Like the Patriot was one of the ones where I went to the producer. Olympus Has Fallen is the next one. I went to the producer. I heard, I forget his name, but I heard a cover for Horse to Colors. And it was like an acapella version where the guy was, his range, his depth of voice was just crazy. So I saw the video. It has over 10 million views now. I think he released it 8-9 months ago, but the video is just crazy. So I was like, man, I gotta use this as a sample. So usually when I want to use a sample or something like that, I want to, because the Olympus Has Fallen came first. The idea came first. It's based on the movie. And the idea came first, and I was like, I want to sample the Horse to Colors, and I sent it to Killer Vic. Killer Vic Beats is the same person who produced The Patriot, so we already know he goated, right? So we know he's goated.
Absolutely.
So I sent it to him. He said, bet. And so we went back and forth. We did about 6 or 7 revisions before we got to what it sounds like now. And yeah, and just worked that way. I like that way better because it comes off, you get some extra sauce and you get some extra I would say original authentic sounds when you do it that way, because you can actually play to the tune of the words and also to the tune of the tone of the voice and the delivery and all that. So those songs come out a little bit better. And I think that's what makes Olympus Has Fallen, like, at the moment, it's the most streamed lyric video I've had as far as within 7 days. Within 7 days, it has over 125,000 views. I've never had a song to do that.
That's incredible. Wow.
So yeah, it's doing its thing, man. And like I said, it's just a creative process, and it depends. I like doing both, but my dream is to be in the same place with the producer, just because you get everyone's ideas and it's easier to portray my ideas. Because I'm gonna be real with you. I be messing with Vic. I'd be like, bro, I wanted to go boom pop to pop, and he'd be like, gotcha. like what I wanted to do and what I tell him to do it doesn't make sense, but he gets it.
He gets
because
it.
we have that type of chemistry. And he'd be like, I bet. And I was like, but yeah, if you just played a normal conversation of us discussing how to do something, you'd be like, what? He won't what? So yeah, it sounds crazy, but like I said, it comes together, man.
Yeah, well, it's a language that, music artists understand. The average normie may not understand that type of stuff, but it's cool that y'all had that chemistry, because I have to say he is an incredible producer. I've been on his Instagram page and I've heard a lot of his other beats, and it's just incredible. And I know he can do a lot of different things with sounds and things like that. Right. He's a great musician, so it's awesome to be able to work with somebody like that. And did he do the Space Force album as well? Or
he EP did the entire Retreat EP.
That's awesome. Yeah, the beats on there are incredible. My favorite song on there, I would say, is Somewhere. That's my favorite.
Really?
Song. Yeah, that is my favorite.
In the addy, better pull up.
Yeah.
Pull up.
Yeah, man. I like that. Play that for the wife, man.
That's what's up, man. We had I was talking to somebody and they was telling me their daughter was like, they like our stuff, but it's like, why are they trying to sing? They're making fun of our singing. Maybe they should stick to
Man,
rap.
the singing is tight, man. I like the singing.
I'm like, come
Don't
on, that
let,
wasn't that
don't
wasn't
let
that
anybody
horrible.
tell you not to sing. Don't let them do it, man. Don't let them do it. I like it. I like it. It's better than Ja Rule. I tell you that.
Put it on, man. You know, man.
Absolutely, y'all got it, man. Y'all got it. But hey, I wanted to ask this question because I want to move into some other topics, but while we're still on music, like I know there's a lot of artists like out there that are doing a lot of political music, and I just wanted to see, like, do you have plans, or do you feel like this is your lane and you should stay in it, or do you feel like you want to branch out and do other types of music?
I already do. That's
Yeah.
what Space Force is about, literally.
Okay.
It's apolitical. We just have fun, literally just fun. We rap about all kinds of things on there. Topher in itself is kind of there. It's like Topher is where I kind of vent.
Yeah.
Topher's coming to vent. If you hear Topher releasing a song, it's him venting about certain things.
Right.
But if I'm collabing with other people on a separate project, especially with Space Force, it's fun. Like there's nothing but fun having over here. And we do that, because I like to not put myself in a box, but I know that I can't really market this to the same audience as well.
Gotcha.
So I was like, if people want to, like, if they want more Topher and they don't want something as political, then they can go listen to Space Force, and that helps everybody else out. But now, as a matter of fact, we're working on a song now. The video actually went viral on TikTok. It's over 2 million views in less than 2 days.
Jeez.
But crazy,
numbers, man.
Crazy. I'm gonna be real. Shout out to my man, Mac MJ Hanks. Or Mike. Mike. Shout out to my man MJ Hanks. This is tag on TikTok. But he created this, the army cadence that goes, "I left my home."
Yeah, I've heard that. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I heard that.
So he created a beat to that went viral, and then we end up rapping next to him, and because of me rapping next to him, that joint went viral. And so we're working on a new song, a complete version with me, the Marine, rapping to him. And this is another apolitical song. This is a song for fun, another Jody, so people can run to, work out to, reminisce on. But it's gonna be fire, bro. I'm telling you. Hopefully we can have it released by September 24th, and then it might be another Billboard, man.
Hey, you stay on the Billboard, man. That's where you live, man. You got a bed on the Billboard charts now.
Trying to, man. Rent high though. Rent high.
I know it's high. It's high in California. All right, man. So let's get into some topics, like those topics you told me not to talk about. But first one. So let's get into that whole Nicki Minaj situation. I don't want to stay on that too long because I know a lot of people have been talking about it. But since you are in the music industry, I wanted to kind of get your perspective. Because some conservatives are saying, well, you shouldn't be praising her, blah, 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 because she does this, because she does that in her past. And then some people are like, well, we can ignore that because of the messaging. And we know that what she's doing is actually going to wake some people up. So, I just want to kind of get your perspective on that whole Nicki Minaj situation.
So I've seen the people you mentioned, and it just doesn't make sense at all. Change is gradual. No one completely turns instantly. And if they do, that's by the will of God. That's just Holy Spirit coming in and overpowering them and just taking them over. So no one is doing that. So even if she's showing a glimpse of understanding and seeing what we see, we should definitely you see, we should help her out and assist her in that. And and then we can fight different fights. Like the fight today is for that side. The fight for her and the music she's gonna make it determines how we respond to what she's doing now. We can't just throw the baby out with the bathwater. I'm not the type of person, but at the same time, I'm not expecting conservatives to be perfect either. Like some of those backslide, some of those make her do something else.
Absolutely.
But the overall mission is to maintain that mindset, that momentum, right? As long as you're going in that direction, sometimes sometimes you get off course, and that's where grace comes in, and mercy, and all those things, and that's where we come in, and we come in as fellow conservatives and we help those people out. And for those saying that most conservatives say we don't need to listen to that person, they're celebrity, they're just paid celebrities, but now we listen to Nicki Minaj. I don't think no one was listening to Nicki Minaj. No one's listening to her sound advice. All we were saying was one thing: the difference in a lot of times of those celebrities, they are being paid to say those things.
Yeah.
Nicki is not being paid to say this. So even if you try to compare what we complain about with celebrities as conservatives to this situation, it's a false equivalency. And she's not trying to sell anybody anything. She just really spoke from her mind, and then she got attacked for it by Joy Reid and the whole gang. And they showed their true colors, for which me and you are very familiar with.
Yep.
When it comes to mainstream Black personalities in news.
Yep.
We'll go with that.
Right.
So I think that I like it. I'm glad that she's waking up and understanding. Hopefully this leads to a conversation where one day maybe she might like, you know what, I want to vent about this. And she may reach out to Topher and be like, yo, Topher, I see you've been doing this. Do you want to help me vent, teach me, show me the ropes? I'd be like, absolutely, Nicki, you're my favorite female rapper. Let's make it happen. You know. And then, like I said, there could be a seed sown, and it can move on and grow into something else, or we can just miss an opportunity and let it go back and crawl back into the closet and go further down the rabbit hole. But I don't think we want that to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely agree. And I think we should embrace her where she is right now. I mean, the thing about Nicki, and you know, we've had a lot of celebrities that have come out and kind of toed the line when it comes to like exposing the media or the other political party, but they usually don't call out Democrats like by name. They don't say, I have a problem with Democrats. The thing about Nicki Minaj, she called out Democrats. She said the Democrat Party, and I was clapping. I gave a hearty golf clap when she said that, because yes, because most of these celebrities, they will not say Democrats. They'll say both sides. Like they'll always try to toe the line. Both sides are doing this. No, it's usually one side, which is the Democrat side. So I was glad she said Democrat. And we have a lot of people that look up to her. I mean, she has a cult following, like what they call the Barbs.
Yeah,
so
the Barbs.
She has a cult-like following. So people, they pay attention to what she says, everything she says. So this person with 20-something million followers coming out against the Democrat Party, coming out showing how the media lies, how the media is attacking a Black person, the people that they said we're supposed to protect. Remember, Black Lives Matter, right? But they're coming out against a Black person and telling her that she can't have an opinion on something that is going to go into her own body. Like, it's just the most ridiculous thing ever. And I'm so glad when I saw it, the people that were kind of coming out against it and saying, oh, we shouldn't be supporting Nicki Minaj. I'm like, what is wrong with you guys? Like, you know, we can't get into this tribal thing where we think everybody that's not on our side is against us, even though they're saying things that will help us. Like they're like, oh, she didn't pledge allegiance to the Republican Party. She didn't pledge allegiance to Trump. So we don't want to listen to anything she says. We don't want to invite her to the cookout. Like, come on, man. Like you have to take your wins where you can take your wins, especially in the type of environment that we're in.
But not just that, it's just don't shoot the messenger. You know, sometimes messages come from the least likely person. And that, you know, so yeah, we can agree with her message. There's nothing wrong with that. We don't have to agree with her lifestyle. Like you know what I'm saying? Sometimes as speaking beings, as godly beings, when we speak stuff, that's how things come to fruition. So as long as she's speaking the right message, some of that is going to develop in her life, right? And that's what we want them to say. We want them saying the good stuff. That's the whole point of us putting the information out there. It's for people like her who has been lost, has been caught up in the system. And one thing I want to say that about her that I also love, then we can move on, is that she said, and there's many other your favorite artists out here who think the exact same thing, but won't say nothing because they're afraid.
They're afraid.
Wow. I was
Yep.
like, yes, thank you
Yep.
for saying that.
And you know what? I guarantee you, the majority of those people that she's talking about are males, which is
Facts.
unfortunate. Which is
Facts.
unfortunate because she's around a lot of male entertainers, a lot of male rappers. So the fact that she called him out, more power to her. Call him out because it's pretty disgusting that we have so many people that are out there in the industry that have so much influence that are just quiet. They're quiet when our government is trying to violate our rights. Like you want to stand up for Black Lives Matter because that was something that was politically expedient. That's something that everybody got behind. But when it comes to something that may not be in the mainstream, then you want to be quiet just because everybody's not on that side. Like that's crazy. I just don't understand it. But that's the culture that we live in. We got a lot of
I
they
understand
try
it.
not to miss out on their money. You are 100% correct about that.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. All right, so let's move on to another topic. This goes along with music. This is something that I saw today. I don't know if you saw this, but a lot of people talk about this person that I can't stand named Lil Nas X, but he did a Breakfast Club interview, and I know a lot of people will talk about the fact that when he first came out, his Old Town Road song was very popular with children, and he actually acknowledged the fact that children were his core audience at first, right? So he knows he has a lot of young fans, but he came out in a Breakfast Club interview that was yesterday, and DJ Envy was asking him about his responsibility as an artist. Like, what do you think about people saying that you should watch what you do because of children? And he said, quote, F your kids. That's what he said. He said, F your kids. And I was kind of blown away by that because, I kind of knew that was his thought process, but to have him actually come out and say it, it just, it kind of took me aback. But what do you think about that?
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. He's one of those people, because you got to remember, before Lil Nas X blew up, he was just this nobody, literally nobody that was posting a bunch of memes. And before Old Town Road blew up, he posted, I forgot how many, I think it was like thousands of memes of the song that he used. I think he used it on Triller, all kind of stuff he was trying to do to get it blown up.
Yeah.
And it finally blew up. And like you said, he's a prime example of I'm using anybody and whoever to get success. Yeah. I don't care. I'm gonna make it seem like I'm your friend and I care about you, but at the end of the day, it's not about you. It's about me. It's about my spotlight. Because why else would he not come out and let everybody know he was gay from the jump?
Exactly.
Right. And even when people was hinting at the gayness of Old Town Road, he was like, oh, it's not gay. It's not gay. It's not about that. And then now all of a sudden it's some hidden meanings there that people was hitting at before. So like he knew that in order to get to where he was today, he had to lie. Because parents, like you said, don't want their kids listening to provocative music in that sense, right? Especially when it comes to homosexuality and things like that. As people try to say, it's just not normal, it's abnormal relationships. And most times parents want their kids listen to normal or learning about normal things, right? If you want to become an adult and do abnormal things, absolutely, that is your right.
You. Right.
But as a kid, as a person that's young and being molded, normalcy should be the doctrine in the household and should guide all the things that you take in. So if he would have came out in the beginning, he wouldn't be here today. And not just because he's gay, just because, like you said, it's just not normal. And but now that he's got there, I wish conservatives would do this too.
What's that?
I wish they wouldn't hype this man up.
Yeah.
This man do all these, like the whole pregnancy shoot of his album and giving birth. He's doing all this literally to bait people.
Yeah.
To bait people to talk about him, bait people to share his stuff. We're literally doing all the promotion. He's the Donald Trump of music right now. Donald Trump knew words that would trigger mainstream media and get them to put his face on the spin cycle. And
Yeah.
he is doing the exact same thing because we're just going to promote him for free. We're going to make videos about him for free. We're going to talk about him for free. And you know what? No one ever offers an alternative or solution after they talk about him, ever.
Yeah.
Now, I can't name one person. They'll say, "Oh, he's such a bad thing. We should be doing that." But you should check out Bryson and Topher or something like that. There's never a solution to it, you know. And as conservatives, I thought we pride ourselves in not just being whiners, but being winners. And one way for you to win is for you to solve the issue that's at hand. So if I'm going to talk about somebody or about a problem, just like abortion, you know, you shouldn't get abortion. Why? There's so many other resources. Like then we go into the whole shebang, right? It's like we don't just say don't get abortion. That's it. That's murder. Yeah, okay. But also there's alternatives. And if you think this, then boom, boom, boom. But when it comes to music, it's just like, this is horrible. But they never offer alternatives. And I feel like until people understand how important music is to culture, they will not embrace conservative artists as they should, which is disappointing. Specifically hip hop, given hip hop is the #1 genre in America.
Yeah.
You know, if you have artists that are competing with the best and putting numbers up without a collective effort, then what do you think would happen if a collective effort happened?
Right.
You know, so I'm just putting that out there. You know, if you're going to talk about Lil Nas, cool, but offer a solution to the people that's tuning in.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, like you said, you know, putting out the music with Space Force, and I know Bryson, he just put out a gospel album, like having those alternatives, because I know not everybody wants to listen to the political stuff, but having that alternative, and I think that will help greatly, because, you know, we also had to have some conservative club songs. Like, you know, I'm waiting for that to come out. We got to have some conservative club songs, some conservative party songs. We got to have.
I got one for you, bro. I got one for you.
Okay. Can't wait for it. It'll be nice. But yeah, but like you said, just having an alternative, and I definitely agree. But I know sometimes, you know, for me myself, I get sucked in. You're like, oh, I know this is something I need to talk about, even though I'd rather be talking about something else. But you know, I know this is something that is going to be floating around, and I kind of just want to get my opinion out about it. But you know, offering the alternative, I think is a very, very, very good suggestion for everybody, and just promoting you guys' music, because there's probably a lot of other conservative artists that people don't even know about. You know, you guys are the biggest ones, but there are a lot that people don't even know about that need to get some shine and get some spotlight as well, because I know there's a lot of great music out there. You know,
so people don't know. Yeah, people don't know there's money in it, bro. Not just saying money. Is you gotta think about it. When you're an artist, you look at your biggest possibility to make it, right?
Yeah.
If we're not showing that people are out here supporting the movement as as big as some other stuff, then most people that may be leaning conservative may not even fully go conservative or do anything that caters toward us, because you know it's just not profitable.
Right.
And we know we have issues with make profitable industries, because I mean we don't really own too much. It's really controlled by the left. So if we want to attract that type of music and those type of artists, then definitely. I mean, that's why a lot of people that, you know, used to sing gospel growing up all their life end up singing R&B when they become an adult, because it's just not music,
not as much money into it,
you know.
Right.
I'm not saying it has to be about money all the time, but at some point we have to have.
You gotta sustain yourself, right?
Yeah, we got to have a discussion.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool for it to be a hobby, but at the end of the day, everybody would like to be able to make money off the thing they love doing. And you know, I see that you guys are actually doing that, so that's, you know, kudos to y'all. But it actually shows that there is money to be made in it. You know, we can say all day, you know, I can say all day, hey, I love what I do. I love putting out these posts and reporting the news. But at the end of the day, I got to work a full-time job to support my family, plus do this. So it would be nice if I could just focus on, you know, what I do here and what I love and what I enjoy doing. And just to know that there's an avenue to do that, I think it would create a lot more people to jump on board, because it is great. Like, you know, there is an avenue for it. There is, you've been on a Billboard charts, like people are listening, people are purchasing, and you got people like, Tom McDonald. I think he became famous because of his political music. I don't know if he was that known before he started making political music. Maybe you could tell me if I'm wrong, but I think when he started making political music, he really started blowing up. So there are people out there that are looking for that type of music.
Yeah, it's people looking, I don't know if he didn't blow up until, so his first number one wasn't until after the Patriot. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah.
His first number one Billboard was Fake Woke, and that came after a week that the
Right.
Patriot hit number one. So people's kind of like, oh snap, Patriot, like, where can I get more of this music? And then Fake Woke came out. It's like, oh, this is in line with what we're talking about, especially with conservatives. And
Right.
from there, it just skyrocketed. So I don't know if it was because he finally just found a lane that worked, or maybe his quality in music finally stepped up and he was able to hit number one. I have no idea.
Yeah, I think he just found a lane that worked. That is my opinion. I really think he just found a lane that worked. But
Yeah.
Speaking of Tom McDonald, like, how did that go with that song? Like, did you ever get any response from him?
No, I never got a response, and probably won't. But
Yeah.
the fact that, because people tell me watch his videos, and I watched the video because it was like you could just watch his videos and you would answer all those questions. Okay, cool. So I
Yeah.
watched his videos because I don't hate the man. I just had questions because I
Right.
actually do have questions. So I watched his videos. I watched one video talking about doing collabs, and he said, "I'm just not doing collabs. I don't have time." Right? Because everybody wants him to collab with fellow conservative
Right.
artists. Right? There's literally, I mean, you can't really compare him to anybody else. We will only, you can't, his excuse can't be that our quality ain't there, or we ain't reached the top. We have. I mean,
Right.
I'm a Billboard artist. Bryson's a Billboard artist in our own right. I don't know what the problem would be, but he just did a collab with Dax, which is interesting because I thought he was too busy and focusing on his stuff to do collabs. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, if I'm supposed to take his answers based on his videos, then to me he gave you a lie, and he just doesn't want to work with us. Or he could just answer the questions and answer the song, and then we can just hear straight from the horse's mouth. But regardless, it's out there. And like I said, I don't hold no water. I don't hold nothing against them. But I just have questions that I need answered from that guy.
Yeah, in all honesty, I think he's running out of steam a little bit. Like from his last song, I just believe he's kind of ran this into the ground and he's running out of steam a little bit. Maybe that's where the collab came from. Maybe he needed to get a little fire under him from somebody else. But we'll see how it goes. I don't know what type of artist Dax is. I don't think I've ever listened to any of his music.
He's pretty dope. He's pretty dope.
But
I think actually, and also he recently found God, so
okay,
a lot of his music has been oriented in that direction. So yeah, that's dope. I mean, I don't listen to his stuff like that either, but from the stuff I've seen from him, like as far as video production and just ideas and everything, yeah, the guy's dope.
All right. Okay. Cool. All right, man. So let's move on to another topic. We're gonna get off of entertainment. Let's talk about politics a little bit. What do you think about the whole vaccine mandate thing that's going on now with our
trash
old pal, Sleepy Joe Biden?
Creepy Joe is his real name.
Creepy, Sleepy.
I feel the same as all the college sports games when they get together and they all chant F Joe Biden. Dun,
yeah.
dun, 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 F Joe. That's how I feel about this whole mandate thing.
Yeah.
And the sad part is we knew that this is the type of person he was, and we knew the Democrats were gonna be this tyrannical. We all knew this.
Yeah, we knew
warn everybody. The sad part is he lied flat-faced in front of all the Democrats, because we have footage of him months ago before he ran or doing, after he ran. We're not going to mandate. It's not the federal government's job to mandate vaccinations. It should be up to the individual. And then here we are. It's like, y'all guys are too stupid. We're going to mandate it. So, you can say what you want, but Trump despite his push to get people vaccinated, like, hey, I think you really should take it.
Yeah.
I doubt he will have ever mandated on a federal level or mandated anyone to take it. Yes, he would continuously encourage. I have no problem with people encouraging people.
Right.
But at the same time, if you're going to encourage people, be transparent. Like,
Absolutely.
don't silence any dissenters. Allow information to flow, and if there's an issue, address the information. All right,
Yeah.
if I have a concern and this patient or someone bring it to me, then as a doctor, I should be able to address it. I shouldn't be like, well, you're not a doctor and doing research online doesn't count. It's like, huh?
They even
No.
censored doctors. That's the
Right.
crazy thing. They censored doctors that didn't agree with them. Like, how do you censor doctors? You said doctors know what's best, but it's just the craziest thing, man. And you know, I work in the medical field, so I see this stuff every day, and it's just crazy that a lot of these people are just so willing to just fall in line, so willing to just believe everything that the mainstream media is telling them. They don't question anything, but they questioned it when Trump was in office. When Trump put out the vaccine, they were questioning it. Oh, I don't know if I want to take that. But then all of a sudden, Joe Biden is president now. Yeah, everybody needs to take the vaccine. I'm like, what? It's the same vaccine.
The same vaccine by the same company that Trump was endorsing. Hey, speaking of that, I'm not trying to go back to Nicki Minaj, but Joy Reid, and she tweeted that, and I laughed my butt off. But Joy Reid was caught being two-faced. We'll say that.
Okay.
So, because one of her complaints with Nicki was the FDA has approved this vaccine, so why are you discouraging people to take it? Any fool should be out there and shouldn't question the vaccination. And then there was a tweet Joy Reid put out a year ago that said, "Who would trust the FDA for?" Like, I'm not kidding you, bro. You got Nicki Minaj face. Who would trust the FDA? You must be a fool. I ain't trusting the CDC and nobody with no vaccine. It's like, wow, you know. It's interesting, you know. Sounds like you get paid to just say whatever they need you to say, and for you to keep that job, because there's no way you went from one extreme to the other all of a sudden. I mean, the only thing that changed, because it wasn't a vaccine, and the only thing that changed was the person,
the president
in power.
Right.
So it's interesting, man.
Yeah, no, and it's like baffling to me, because at this point, I don't know why people can't see it. I don't know why people can't see exactly what's going on. The hypocrisy, the switching of positions based on who is president. Like, why can't people wake up? I believe a lot of people are starting to wake up because of this, but not enough, in my opinion. Not enough. I'm still getting a lot of pushback for this stuff, and I just don't get it. Like, do you just want to be sheep all your life? Like, that's my question for people on the left out there that are just going along with these mainstream media narratives and what these Democrats are saying. Like, do you like being sheep? Do you like being told what to do? Do you like not having freedom? I guess so.
Yeah, some people, hey, being a sheep ain't too bad, right? You get limited protection. You get fed. You get get a cot and 3-course meals.
Yep.
And and you just get to hang around like-minded individuals, and just you don't have to think too hard. I don't think being a sheep is too bad of a life.
Well, but, you know the crazy thing about it. Like, have you ever seen The Matrix?
Mm-hmm.
It really feels like we're living in the Matrix, and all the conservatives took the red pill, and everybody else is just living in the program. Like, they're just going on with their little happy lives. They don't know what's going on around them. They don't know the truth. So since they don't know the truth, they say ignorance is bliss. And that's what it seems like. Their ignorance is their bliss. And they don't want to be waking up. That's something that was quoted in The Matrix, where Morpheus said, like, people, they're willing to fight and to protect the Matrix. And that's what it seems like people are doing. Like, when we come along to try to wake them up, to say, hey, this is what's going on. You can't see it. Like, it's right there in front of your face. They want to fight us. They want to call us names and different things like that because they want to protect their ignorance. And and I guess I understand, right? Because once you've been awakened, you can never go back. And sometimes it can be a little lonely, right? So that's why it was cool. It was cool when I created this platform to be able to connect with all these like-minded people because it's lonely out here. You know, I know so many people that are friends, that are family, that are co-workers, and majority of them are liberal. Majority of them hate Trump. Majority of them believe the vaccine is the way to Jesus. Like they all believe this stuff, right? So it's lonely when you feel the way that we do, to see the things that we do, and when you look out there and you're like, oh my God, it's so frustrating because why can't you see it? We can see it. Why can't you see it? And that's what it feels like. We're Neo walking around in the Matrix, and everybody's just clueless, don't know what's going on.
Pretty much, but we're gonna keep fighting though.
Yeah, yep, we have to, because if we don't, we're gonna lose our country. So which brings me to my next question. So what can we do to save our country? Or is there any hope?
So there's always hope. Always hope. I never believe in not having any hope. I always believe as long as you have hope, or there's some way out of no way, because God can always put a door where there's no door. He can create a path where there's no path. So I always will have hope. Now, how much hope you and faith you will have, it will be determined how bad it gets. Because if it gets really bad, man, you're gonna need more than mustard seed. But no, I would say this, man, and I've been saying this most of the time when I talk to everybody I can. It's like it's a cultural war. I mean, we have to acknowledge this, and we see this all the time. That's why they use celebrities to convince people, the sheep, to do things. It's because it's part of the culture. So if we truly want to turn this culture around, turn this country around, then we have to change culture. Politics is downstream from culture. Right. So we have to get involved, and we have to get this thing turned around. The 3 pillars of culture is education, which we already know liberals control that.
Yep.
We already know that. Music, we already know liberals control that. Music. And then the third piece is belief. And that's why they're trying to remove Christianity from as many things as possible, because they don't want you believing in those things. They don't want you believing in marriage between a man and a woman. They don't want you believing that gender is based on your sex and not just whatever you believe it is. They want to change all these beliefs. They don't want you to believe that abortion is murder. They want you to think it's fine. It's not a human. They want you to believe all these things because they don't want you to believe in God. And once that happens, I feel like the church is slowly getting there, because I've seen a lot of them just shut up, and progressive Christianity is coming along, and it's just been weird. I can't. When I look out in the pandemic, I don't really see the church being a beacon of light. I don't look out and be like, yep, those are the Christians over there, that over there, boom, boom, boom. I was like, bro, y'all act just like every other person in this country. It's like, man, if y'all don't get a backbone, if there's any time for the church to be like, look how awesome God is, this is the time. This is the time for us to win souls. But we too busy talking about, well, if Jesus was around, he'll want us to wear masks. Like, what? Or if Jesus was here, and you gotta look out for your neighbor, so the best thing you should do is get the vaccination. It's like, what are y'all talking about? This is just dumb things. Can we get back to some apostolic preaching and teaching? That's what I want. What did they do? What did Jesus do? When it came to healing the lepers, did he go put on a mask, full bodysuit? No, he touched them and said, be healed. You are made whole.
Right.
And what did he say we should do? As I do, you should do, and you would do much more greater things than I have.
Absolutely.
So why are we running from these opportunities? Like, us being called to Christ is not something that's to be some easy job. You may lose your life. But that's what we called to do. He said to live to die is gain. I forget what it was. To live is Christ. To live is Christ, and to die is gain. So if we die, we're going to be with Christ anyway, guys. So it's not. I know we try to make the world a better place, and I know we want to do this and do that, but we have missions and we have goals, and then so many of us have gotten off track of what our purpose here on earth is,
Yes,
and that everything is being thrown into chaos. And we don't need to be in chaos. We got to get out of that. We need to get back to our purpose. We need to get back right with God. And then we need to reflect that in the next two pillars, which is education and music. And then we can get
absolutely.
that turned around. And then the culture will turn around. And then the politics will follow. Trust me. If we ain't doing that, if we are not fighting that fight, we're going to lose, period.
Absolutely. Woo! That was nice, nice. Amen. Amen, my brother. I really appreciate that. And I think a lot of people need to hear that message. I mean, this whole pandemic is kind of exposing a lot of these fake Christians who want to talk about having faith, but they're not showing it. They're not showing they have faith at all. Like they don't trust God. They don't trust Jesus. They rather trust vaccines. They rather trust the CDC. They rather trust the government. But that's not the way to go. You got to trust God. So, all right, man.
Trust God.
Well, yeah. Well, last words from you. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. So, go ahead and promote what you need to promote. Get a message to the people.
Small plug.
Yeah.
Make sure you grab Insurgent. Olympus has fallen, and one more single right now, and the new single that we're gonna be releasing soon called "I Left My Home," featuring MJ Hanks and the Marine rapper. Make sure you follow me on social media, all platforms: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, at Topher Town Music. If you want to purchase merch or you want to purchase physical copies directly from me, you can visit my website at tophertown.com. And if you want to send packages, send gifts, show your love, I have a P.O. box address on that account as well. So just go to my website, go to the contact page, and you can find it there. But it's been a pleasure, man. Like I said, we got to do this again. And next time you got to have bars. But
Next time I'm gonna do my freestyle. Definitely.
ready, bro. You know, you can't
All right.
wear the run DMC and don't be ready to rap, man.
Yeah, I know, man. That's my bad. That's my bad. I'll be ready next time. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you guys being here. Please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. This is the Right Winged Angel. We'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.